Christchurch Mayor Phil Mauger is with me. Hello to you.
Hello, Chris. How are you doing?
Good to see you. Thank you. The fact that some councillors had to debate the temporary cycleway installed by staff by having retrospective consultation at a public meeting seems like it's all around the wrong way. What do you think?
The whole... I know why it was started. The whole thing turned into a bit of a shambles, I must admit. But in my view, it's not the right thing. But council have decided what to do, so let's get on with it. So it's no use crying over spilt milk. Let's just go forward and see what happens with the survey.
Of course, for those who are unaware, we're talking about the Park Terrace cycleway, the temporary cycleway that was installed. Some councillors argue it was, without their approval. But Phil, doesn't this suggest that perhaps staff may have a bit too much power, unless, of course, implementing cycleways and it's kumbaya and everybody should be happy, according to the climate change activists?
Yeah, well, if you watched the live feed yesterday, it was sort of getting a bit messy with the one side and the other. I've got to look at it from a point of view that let's move on and see where we get to from here. And I don't want to be ridiculing staff too much, because I've done a bit of that, and it's not healthy for me to do that. I've got to work with these guys, so just let's get on with it.
Yeah, of course, but also you have a responsibility to represent the concerns that that residents have. Some councillors, I thought, tried to use emotion, saying councillors shouldn't question staff decisions in public because it's not a good look. But aren't they really saying don't question decisions we like, particularly when it comes to cycleways, and everybody else should just simply shut up?
I think as councillors, we've got to question, we don't want to be disrespectful, but we've got to question, it's our job to question what people are telling us. And I question a lot.
You said council staff told you there were complaints by pedestrians about the safety on the shared pathway, which prompted them to install the cycleway and bus stop on the road, but you still haven't seen the supporting documentation?
No, not yet. Not yet. I haven't. I asked the question, but I'm sure it's floating around somewhere and it's bound to pop out. But I did ask the question and I haven't seen it. Sorry.
Do you think you should still have that information though in front of you? I mean, it seems quite important.
Well, yes, it will be in front of us, and we are doing the survey at the moment, which has got another month or so to, maybe less, to run, and we'll see what's going on there and make a decision then. But you're right, it does. All the information needs to be put in front of us, and maybe it wasn't all yesterday, which didn't help the situation.
I thought Kelly Barber made an interesting point. He provided an example of council's perhaps inability to consult with the public with his local shop when it comes to yellow lines outside the premises where he was when he was a board member, and the first that the local shop owner knew about it was when the yellow lines were already painted. It does sound like some of the staff are getting ahead of themselves, Phil.
The more consultation, the more discussion you have, the better it is for everybody.
A senior council manager interrupted yesterday's public meeting to voice her displeasure over criticism from councillors aimed at staff because staff didn't have the right of reply. Phil, since when did staff start dictating in public how elected representatives should behave?
Well, you've got to watch the fact that it's all very well us to jaw off, but staff don't have the right of reply, and it's very hard to paint them into a corner when they can't protect themselves. So that's what Mary was doing. I've put a line in the sand, and I'm keen to put a lot of that behind me, because I'm very good at getting out and getting vocal and get on with moving forward, because I need to build a relationship with staff, because if every time I walk down the hall everyone goes, oh, there's that moaning bugger, I won't get anything done. So yeah. I've got to, there's a fine line. Other councillors can go off the deep end, but I've got to be a little bit more circumvention.
You told me, I think I was thinking about this the other day, about a month ago, that more public parking was becoming available for the Christchurch hospital, but that didn't happen because staff put a stop to that. Why?
No, staff haven't put a stop to that. They are still designing it. What I'm doing is pushing, it's getting designed as we speak. In actual fact, I think it's finished. But then the plan was to send it to the community board. I want to change it around so it comes straight to council, because it goes to the community board. There's another month, 3 weeks before it comes to us, and then it's another month, 3 weeks. I'd like to have it that the day that it comes to us, because I know damn well that, anyone would be silly to vote against that, comes to us, and the next day the stuff gets painted on the ground, because it would be a no-win for anyone to vote against that.
But I thought when we last spoke this was going ahead, this was a done deal, but all of a sudden the staff have, not quite so keen for the sounds of stuff, but they're very keen to put in temporary cycleways next to two shared pathways. And as you rightly pointed out yesterday, you had concerns about what the priorities from the staff would be. I would have thought an absolute priority would have been ensuring the safety of sick people and patients and family members that go to the hospital, as opposed to putting in a cycleway next to two shared pathways.
That is exactly what I said yesterday, because it was getting under my wick, and I couldn't understand. Actually, there's more to be won by getting the cycleway done. The parking done at the hospital. It helps so many more people out. Not a lot. It's only a small thing, but if you prioritise it against that, what's more important? And by a long shot, parking at the hospital.
I want to move on to some, I guess you could call it positive news. The Christchurch City Mission. It's having a bit of an open day today for members of the Christchurch community. New premises, and I think it's been a long time coming, but it's positive news for those less fortunate than ourselves, Phil.
I absolutely love going down there. I was down there last year when they opened the cafe and the transitional housing. That's fantastic, but they were working underneath the building in not the flashiest conditions with their warehouse and food bank. Now they're moving across the road, and it is going to be fantastic. It really is. I can't wait to go around there and see them again.
I need to check out the new cafeteria there as well. I've heard very good reports.
Yeah, it's excellent, and it's very extremely well priced. They don't do it to make profit; they just do it to provide a service, and good on them.
Good on them. Phil Mauger, nice to speak with you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Chris.